Okay, this video is about red clover, Trifolium pratense. This is red clover, and you will notice this. Okay, this is red clover, this is white clover, and this is like yellow hop clover. What I don't have here to show you is scarlet clover. Sorry, crimson clover. That's kind of a scarlet color. This is the red clover that we're going to be talking about today, and as you'll notice, it's not really red, it's more of a magenta pink color, and it can kind of vary. It can be lighter or darker, but it's actually this pink, and it's not a conical shape like the crimson clover is. It's more of like a globe shape flower head. So you'll notice that the leaves are coming off of this stalk here, the same stem that shares the flower. You'll notice on white clover, here's the flowering stem. You'll notice there's no leaves on it. And then here's the leaf for the white clover, and it also comes from ground level about like this. So here's white clover. Here's the hop clover. It looks like little yellow hops, but this is the guy that we're talking about today. So red clover is a very good food and medicine. It's really good as a blood cleanser. So I'm going to tell you a quick story about its blood cleansing properties, a personal story that I have. So my daughter was 3 years old, and we were rebuilding a Victorian house, and there was a lot of lead paint in the house. And I started to suspect, because I saw her eating some of the paint chips when I wasn't looking, I started to suspect and kind of worry about the lead levels in her blood. So I took her to do one of the finger prick tests, and sure enough, she had really high lead levels in her blood. And what they wanted to do was siphon her blood out and filter it, and then just put it back in the other arm. And I said, that's kind of invasive for a she was 2 or 3, I don't remember. I said, just give me a month, you know, there's something I want to try. And so what I did is I made her a red clover tea. I actually used the tops only. I used like this portion here, and I had dried probably a few grocery bags full that year, so I had a lot of good clover available to me. So what I did was I made a strong tea out of it, and I put it in her sippy cup diluted, and I put a little bit of stevia in there, and she drank it about 3 times a day for a month. And I took her back to the doctor, and sure enough, her lead levels in her blood, they said, what have you done? They've dropped down to below normal. I'm on the roadside here because red clover is often found on the roadside, so we're way back on a country road, but you can see behind me, this is all red clover growing here. So what had happened is the red clover has an affinity for taking out heavy metals out of the bloodstream, and an overall blood cleanser. So what had happened is just this alone, in 1 month of taking it 3 times a day in her little sippy cup, had removed the heavy toxic, the lead and other heavy metals out of her bloodstream. And I was actually able to monitor that because I was getting her finger pricked, and then also they did take a vial and they tested it, and sure enough, it had gone down below average, they said. Another really common use for red clover is this has a lot of phytoestrogens in it. So what it does is it activates estrogen receptors in humans. And so people, instead of taking hormone replacement therapy, this is an alternative to that during hot flashes and menopause, and during kind of that time, and also during pregnancy. It is a good one to take during pregnancy. I took it myself during all 3 pregnancies. But as a food, it's very good. It can be, the top is what you use. So when I'm harvesting it, I'll just go around and I'll go like this, and I'll harvest just this top here. And you can roast it in a frying pan until it's sweet and crunchy. Add it to granolas and things like that. You can chop it up and put it into salads. And other ways to use this medicinally is it's actually smoked for asthma. If you were having an asthma attack, before they had inhalers, you would smoke this and it would open up your airways in an emergency situation. It's also good for bronchitis and has been used in tuberculosis and is a famous, there's a famous cancer treatment called the Hoxsey treatment, and this is the ingredient that is used as a poultice in breast cancers and other kinds of cancers in the Hoxsey treatment. So this is a good one to know. I drink this regularly. It's mildly sedative. It's not too bad. It's just kind of a mild, here comes another car, mild sedative. So it's good to use for kind of a calming, balancing situation also. So if I make these videos too long, I won't be able to post them to Facebook. But anyways, so as you can see, this is all red clover there. And like I said, just pick the tops, make teas out of them, make tinctures out of them. You can dry them and put them in capsules. And that's the way that I use them. So hope you get out there and harvest yourself a bunch. Happy foraging!